Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for AAA American Legion baseball action between the Roseburg Doc Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs, a pair of Area 4 opponents doing battle after some time on the road and some time being out and about. For us, it's been about a week since the last time we had a chance to take a look at the Mustangs here on Table Rock, and as you may recall, in the opening game of that doubleheader, the Mustangs opened up a 5-0 lead before the Klamath Falls Falcons rallied back to tie it up, and then the Mustangs won in dramatic fashion as Aiden Horsley delivered the game-winning hit as the Mustangs captured a 6-5 victory. Nightcap, a much less dramatic affair as the Mustangs won 12-2. And then over the course of the last several days, the Mustangs have been on the road off in Reno, Nevada, going to a tournament over there where the Mustangs came away with 4 wins in 5 games. Meanwhile, for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts, talking with Joey Kieran, part of the broadcast crew, and chatting a little bit with some of the Doc Stewart's Brain Trust, this Roseburg team. Also rolling along in pretty fine fashion, playing some good baseball here. We're expecting a pretty good matchup this afternoon between these two teams. Now, we're going to just be doing the opening game of the doubleheader, but we're glad to be here to at least be here with you as the evening gets underway. Roseburg coming in with a record of 12 wins, 9 losses, and there's also a draw on their record. And so, again, you got a couple of teams with winning records. The rosters have been introduced. So what we're going to go ahead and do right now is they're getting some of the preliminaries out of the way. We're going to go ahead and go to break, and then when we return, we'll get you ready for today's action right after this.
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill-up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Don't stop! Get it! Tacos with our greatest hit!
Get a little Dutch Bros in here.
Another day, another Dutch Bros.
Oh my god, so good. So worth it. Oh my god.
It's pretty freaking dope, dude. I love every single day of it.
Welcome back to Lithia Driveway Field number 9. Jim McCoy along with Johnny McCoy on the camera, getting set to bring you the Mustangs and the Doc Stewarts. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups for today's ball game. First of all, let's go ahead and give you the batting order for Roseburg. Leading off and playing shortstop will be Brooks Avery. He'll be followed in the order by the left fielder, Sebastian Watson. The number 3 hitter, the DH, Evan Martin. Batting cleanup will be Daniel Withers at the hot corner wearing number 8. Carson Dunn is the center fielder. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Evan Corbin. Number 14 is the second baseman, Logan Anderson. The catcher is Knox Hubbard. And batting ninth and playing right field will be Drew Camp. Get everything all situated here camera-wise. Now let's take a look at the lineup defensively for the Mustangs. Playing first base will be Tristan Malari. Over at second will be Colton Morgan. Playing shortstop today will be Caleb Logan. Our first look at him, at least for our broadcasting purposes, at the position. And moving over to third from short is Owen Thompson. In left field is Kyle Cope. Patrolling center is Aiden Horsley, and the right fielder is Tristan Wallace. Behind the plate is Jeremiah Robbins, and on the bump from Phoenix High School is the big right-hander, Julius Bolstad. Hayes in the barn. The work is done. Now it is time to play. Leading the way for the Doc Stewarts this evening will be Brooks Avery, and he'll be followed in the order by Sebastian Watson and Evan Martin. Bolstad, last time we broadcast, was the starting pitcher for the Mustangs, and both times we've had a chance to look at Julius. He's been right on the money. He's been throwing strikes, and as it was, his team gave him some good offensive support against Klamath Falls. They jumped out to that 5-0 lead, and then getting into, they were all the way to the 7th inning, and then things just kind of, the door opened a little bit, and between a hit batsman, a walk, and that was like Julius's first of the game, and things just began to pile up, and next thing you know, after a relief pitcher came in, things were all tied up. But fortunately, the Mustangs were able to pick up a walk-off hit from Aiden Horsley, and the Mustangs came away with the victory. They come in 17-10. And standing in will be Avery. Had a chance to take a look at the Doc Stewarts a fair amount throughout the course of the season, and they are a good, solid, competitive team. And any given year, these two programs are both among the tops in Area 4. Pitching out of the stretch is Bolstad, and using his wheels to get aboard. Bunting his way aboard, Brooks Avery. So there's a runner on. If you're the Docs, it's exactly the way you want to get it going. That'll bring up Sebastian Watson. Watson, the right-handed hitting left fielder. Another bunt. Bolstad over to his side. Shovels it to first. The sacrifice successful as Avery moves into scoring position. So one gone in the inning. And that'll bring up Evan Martin. Martin, the designated hitter this afternoon. Fires to the plate, ground ball. Malari shovels it to Bolstad. And he's out, and there's 2 gone. The runner Avery, though, 90 feet away of scoring the first run of the ball game. But you know, that's a play that's not nearly as easy as it looks. Kind of have to work on your timing a little bit. If you're the first baseman, you need to make sure that your toss is accurate. 3-1 goes the play. And that'll bring up Daniel Withers playing third base. Swing and a miss. Ball goes back to the screen. And coming home and scoring is Avery. It's a 1-0 ball game. So Avery scores on the wild pitch. Nobody aboard. 0-1 count. A ball is the call as the count goes 1-1 to Withers. Withers playing third base. Pitch fouled back. Bolstat now ahead in the count, 1-2. Even with nobody on, Bolstat throws out of the stretch. Ball popped up in the air. Waving everybody off is Colton Morgan, the second baseman. He records the out. That retires the side. But for the Stewarts, it's 1 run on 1 hit and no Mustang errors. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with the bottom of the first right after these messages.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Daily adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. That midday pick-me-up pit stop. Plus, earn free rewards with our Peak Rewards app. And when you buy Red Bull, Old Wisconsin Jerky, and many other items, you'll accumulate big savings on fuel. With locations in Oregon and California, we are here to keep you energized throughout the day. And with our Peak Rewards app, we'll help you travel further for less, keeping more money in your pocket. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Here's a look at the starting lineup for the Medford Mustangs. Leading off and playing first will be Tristan Malari. He'll be followed by Tristan Wallace, the right fielder. Hitting third will be Aiden Horsley in center field. The cleanup man is Eli Havey, the designated hitter. The catcher is Jeremiah Robbins, followed by Owen Thompson at third, Caleb Long at shortstop, Colton Morgan at second, and Kyle Cope in left field. Malari stands in. Good hustle play there at second base. And there's one down. Four to 3 goes the play. Tristan Wallace, the power hitting right fielder, fouls that one off as the count goes 0-1. Wallace out of Cascade Christian. Defensively, it's Corbin, Anderson, Dunn, and Withers in the infield. The outfield Watson, Dunn, and Camp. Behind the plate is Hubbard. Cade Johnson is the pitcher today. For the hitter, Wallace. 2-2 count. Pitch low to run the count full. On deck hitter is Horsley. Ball hit in the air out to left field. And it's out of here. Tristan Wallace with the big fly. And he ties the game up at 1. I think usually on flights that long, they get you a free movie. I don't know, today's prices, maybe you get a bag of peanuts and a breath mint. Game knotted up at 1. Wallace for Cascade Christian hit 3 homers on the year. And he gets us to take the lovely early evening stroll. You can hang a star on that one. With one down, Horsley, the out, and that'll bring up Eli Havey. Havey out of South Medford. We'll see him alternating throughout the season with Jeremiah Robbins at catcher. Having covered a certain amount of South Medford baseball along the way this year. There's a strike. And I can tell you that Havey, patient hitter at the plate. A guy that doesn't swing himself into too many outs. Pretty good judgment of the strike zone. Full count here. So the Mustangs working some deep counts against Johnson here early on in the ball game. Swing and a miss. And Johnson gets out of the inning, but not before Tristan Wallace hits a bomb. It's a 1-1 ball game. We'll be back after these messages.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile closer to crossing the finish line on behalf of his mom. Way to go, Jake.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Here at Lithia Driveway Field, field number 9. It's knotted up at 1. In the top of the first, Brooks Avery ended up scoring on a wild pitch after laying down a nice bunt for an infield hit, worked his way around. Then the Mustangs answered with a home run to left field by Tristan Wallace. Carson Dunn will lead off for the Docs here in the top of the second. Pitch. Well, you can't see in the dirt here on this turf field, in the crumble, if you will, as the count goes 1-0. That pitch high. Dunn playing center field, and he'll be followed by the first baseman, Corbin. Line drive, that'll fall into center field for a base hit. Carson Dunn gets aboard to lead off the second. Evan Corbin, first baseman. He'll get set to hit. He shows bunt. Pulls it back, and he'll get ahead 1-0. So a little bit different defensive alignment for the Mustangs today as Thompson slides over to third base and Long spending some time at short. Long, we've seen him play all kinds of positions, both as a Panther and as a Mustang. Seen him in right field, played that a lot last Legion season. We've even seen him behind the plate. Played a lot of third base this year, and he's at shortstop today. Owen Thompson out of Cascade Christian, a similarly versatile player. The runner goes, the throw down to second, and they get him. Crime does not pay for the Docs. So Dunn caught stealing. 1-2 the count now with one gone. Corbin looks and levels it up at twos. Comes to the plate, strike three. For Julius Bolstat, his first strikeout of the day. 2 away. Logan Anderson playing the Keystone spot at second base, stands in. Looks at the pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. Breezy afternoon. But at 5 o'clock, still pretty doggone warm. Here just south of Medford, we're showing a current temp of 96 degrees. Two and one to Anderson. Sails low for a ball as the count goes 3-1. Bouncing ball hit down to short. Long throws over to first. Malari fields the throw on a bounce. And Anderson gets on the infield single. Third hit of the contest for the Doc Stewarts. They've got one on now with 2 out. Knox Hubbard, the catcher. Lefty hitter, wearing number 4. Bolstad gets ahead at 0-1. We see number 4. Good baseball number. I always think of the immortal Lou Gehrig back in the days when they just first started putting numbers on uniforms. And Gehrig ended up wearing number 4 behind number 3 Babe Ruth for the Yankees because Ruth was the number 3 hitter in the order and Gehrig was number 4. How they kept track of it back in the day. 0-2 count to Hubbard. Anderson, the runner at first, taking a pretty good lead there. Pitch in low. Robbins, the catcher, doing a good job of keeping it in front of him. Hubbard stands back in. Bat held high. Swing and a miss. And that'll retire the side. For the Doc Stewarts, no runs, 2 hits, no Mustang errors, and a man left on. We'll go to the bottom of the second, and the score tied at 1.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
We go to the home half of the second inning. It'll be Robbins, followed by Thompson and Long. The Mustangs with 1 hit in the ball game, 1 loud, long hit by Wallace, tying it up at 1 apiece. Robbins from North Medford High School. Johnson gets the first pitch over for a strike. Robbins watches it low as the count goes 1-1. Off-speed pitch from Johnson. That'll miss. Johnson, South Umpqua High School. One of the best in the state at the 3A level. Bouncing ball hit down to third. Throw across the infield is in time. 5-3 goes the play, and there's 1 down. Owen Thompson, last time we saw him, he had a pair of hits and got the scoring going for the Mustangs last week against Klamath Falls. The Lane Community College bound Thompson, best known for his pitching, but with that arm and his dedication to the game of baseball, he's a guy that Nate Maben can use at third, at short, at first, in the outfield. He can even catch. Here, the first team All-State 3A pitcher, works a 3-1 count. Thompson works the walk. First base on balls issued in the game by either team. So with one down, here's Caleb Long. Memory serves me correctly, we haven't seen a lot of Long. He was recently at a showcase tournament. The pitch gets away from the catcher, and down to second base goes Thompson. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Mustangs. One 1-0 the count to Caleb out of South Medford High School. Kind of a tall fellow at about 6'1". Thompson edges off the bag at second. Three and 0 the count. So the Mustangs doing a good job of working deep counts today. Patience at the plate. And down to first goes Caleb Long. Number 8 hitter in the order, Colton Morgan. So 2 men aboard via the base on balls. Doc's Brain Trust comes out of the dugout. A meeting there with Johnson and Hubbard. So you got runners at first and second. Long at first, Thompson at second. Morgan out of North Medford High School playing second base today, stands in. He'll lay down a bunt that goes foul. Kyle Cope awaits as the on-deck hitter. Knotted up here at 1, here in the bottom of the second inning. Johnson looks to second. Looks like he took something off there, and he gets ahead in the count at 0-2 against Morgan. Out of the stretch, Johnson. And strike 3. A big K for Johnson. His third strikeout of the game. And with 2 gone, that'll bring up Kyle Cope. First pitch off target for a ball as the count goes 1-0. Ball hit in the air to straightaway center field. Moving forward, then making a few steps back is done, and he makes the catch. And that'll retire the side for the Mustangs. They get 2 men aboard via the walk, but they leave 2 men on. And the Doc Stewart's no worse for wear. We'll go to the top of the third right after these messages.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Go to the top of the third. Game tied up at 1s. Leading off will be Drew Camp, the right fielder. He'll hit the ball going the opposite way to left field. Cope! Running one way, stick the glove out the other way, and he makes the catch, and there's one gone. So to the top of the order we go. Brooks Avery, the shortstop, 1 for 1 on the day, scored the run that the Stewarts possess. Got on via the bunt in the first. Bolstat quickly gets ahead here, 0-1. Pitch goes for a ball. Pitch low as Avery gets ahead. Two-one pitch on the way. And Avery ends up taking one for the team. Brooks, looking no worse for wear, makes his way down to first. So a man aboard with one down. Sebastian Watson, his first at-bat, laid down the sacrifice, helping to set up the Avery run. You see that Avery's got they look like oven mitts. Ball hit in the air to center field, running in, making the play. Horsley closes the glove on it. And there's two gone. Evan Martin. Grounded out his first time up. Roseburg designated hitter. Runner goes. That'll pop out of the mitt of Robbins. And Bolstedt gets plunked inadvertently, and second hit batter of the inning. So runners at first and second for Daniel Withers. Bouncing ball, hit the short, and taking care of it himself is Caleb Long. On the unassisted ground out. Two men get on, but are unable to score. It's tied up at ones. And we'll be back with the bottom of the third following these messages.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
We go to the bottom of the third. Game tied up at 1. To the top of the order we go for the Mustangs and Tristan Malari. First pitch up high. Malari grounded out in his first at bat, and once again he hits the ball to second. Anderson to Corbin, and there's one gone. Tristan Wallace hit a tater to left in his first at bat. Gets ahead of Johnson. Pitch fouled away. Wallace ahead 2-1. Johnson, 39 pitches thrown so far in 2 1/3 innings of work. Johnson winds, fires. Wallace with a good eye there to run the count full at 3-2. Pitch back to the screen, and Wallace takes the stroll down to first. For Johnson, that is his third walk issued in the ball game. And here's Aiden Horsley. Horsley struck out in his first at-bat. Count 2-0. Johnson out of the stretch. Wallace edging off, but staying close to first. And Wallace now ahead. 3-0. Wallace looks that one in. A pitcher's count at 3-1. A hitter's count. Runner goes. Ball's popped up. Just on the edge of the infield. Closing the glove on it is Anderson, and there's two gone. Elijah Havey went down on strikes his first time up. Looks at a low pitch as the count goes 1-0. From our vantage point, you can see there Wallace looking right into the eyes of Coach Maben, getting his directions on his base running, and the count now even up at 1-1. Both teams have had runners, but both pitchers making the pitches that they need to get out of the jam so far. Here, Havey gets ahead 2-1. Should he get aboard, then it'll be Jeremiah Robbins. Runner goes, heads down to second, and he beats the throw. So the go-ahead run in scoring position now, with Wallace down at second base. Ball grounded up the middle, base hit. Turning the corner at third and headed home is Wallace. And they got him. Play at the plate. Successful for the Dock Stewarts. It remains a tie ball game. We'll be back with the top of the fourth right after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
You do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with Crispy Crunchy Chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Game knotted up at 1 apiece as we go to the top of the fourth. Wallace thrown out at the plate and keep it a 1-1 ball game here in this half inning. We'll see Dunn followed by Corbin and Anderson. Dunn, single in the second inning. caught stealing at second base. Bolstead out of the stretch. Scoots the hitter back as the count goes 1-0. Roller to third. Thompson throws across the throw in plenty of time. And there's one gone. Five to 3 for you practitioners of the dying art of scorekeeping. That'll bring up Evan Corbin. Corbin 0 for 1 on the day. A strikeout victim to Bolstead. Pitch pounded foul as he scatters the rubber crumble wide of third. Pitch goes 2-1. Yeah, that whole thing is a completely different feel than playing on natural grass. Ball popped up in the air to right field. Wallace is there to make the play, and there's two gone. I can remember Johnny's first taste of playing soccer on artificial turf. And he gets in the car after practice or a game, and it's like, what's that smell? And you realize it's, they make this stuff out of old rubber tires. And on a day like this, while we're sitting here and it's warm, it's even hotter out there standing on that artificial surface. Anderson, 1 for 1 on the day. Infield single in the second. He's ahead of Bolstead now with 2-1. Nobody aboard with two gone. Ball popped up in the air. Robbins. And of course, right there, he's battling the sun and just a couple of strides away from the screen. After all that, we have a 2-2 count with two gone. Bolstead from the stretch. Soft line drive, just gets it over the head of the shortstop Long. And Roseburg has their fourth hit of the game. Knox Hubbard, the hitter. Struck out in the second. Hubbard, the Doc Stewart's catcher. First pitch over for a strike. It's always fun for me personally watching these two teams play. Lived up in the Roseburg area for about 7 years between 1995 and 2002. Line drive to left center field. It'll fall in for a base hit. So Anderson in scoring position, representing the go-ahead run. Hubbard at first. Drew Camp, the hitter. In the third, Camp ended up hitting a fly ball out to left field. Pitch fouled away. Advantage Bullstat. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got the strikeout when he needed, did Bullstat. So for the Doc Stewarts, 2 hits, no runs scored, no Mustang errors. We'll be back with the home half of the fourth after this 1-minute timeout on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Substitutions late in the ball game, and every now and then you find that the rosters you have aren't maybe 100% up to date. Back to Lithia Driveway Field number 9. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We'll see Robbins, Thompson, and Long. So we see the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Mustangs. Mustangs continue the MO that they've had through most of the ball game, and that is very patient at the plate. Meanwhile, bouncing ball down to third. Throw from third to first is in time. Daniel Withers with the throw over to Corbin, and there is one gone. So Robbins grounds out for the second time in the ball game. Thompson got aboard on a walk and then advanced on a wild pitch before getting stranded in the second. Gets ahead here of Johnson. Ball hit to short. Throw by Avery is in time, and there's 2 gone. That'll bring up Caleb Long. Long walked in the second. First pitch low as the count goes 1-1. Johnson at 59 pitches, now make that 60 on the ball game. As Long playing shortstop today, works a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike one. Johnson, 3-1 pitch. And a ground ball down to third. And he gets there on time. Nice stretch there by Corbin to help record the out. For the Mustangs, 3 up and 3 down on a trio of ground outs. That'll take us to the top of the 5th. It's still tied at 1. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Cellular Prepaid, our plans have no extra fees, like our lowest priced unlimited plan at just $40 a month. So don't get surprised by other providers and their extra fees. Plus, with our unlimited plans, you get your choice of a free Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Power. With US Cellular Prepaid, what you see is what you get.
No extra fees and no surprises with U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
We go to the top of the 5th, tie ball game at 1 apiece. First 3 hitters in today's starting lineup: Avery, Watson, and Martin to do battle against Julius Bolstad. Pitch fouled back as the count goes 0-1. Avery, bunt single in the first, scored a run, and then was hit by a pitch in the third. Ball is the call as the count goes 1-1. Julius. Pitch low as the count goes 2-2. We don't get heights on the roster here, but I got to figure that Bolstad's got to go about a good 6'3", 6'4". Has a good big pitcher's build. Pounded foul as Avery stays alive. Count 2-2. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th. Ground ball. And the throw by Long is true, and there's one away. We're getting our first look at Long at the shortstop position. On his first chance, threw it the first on a bounce, but at least the throw was on line, and looks like he's got it sighted in now as he's made a couple of nice plays there, and there's one gone in the inning, and that'll bring up Sebastian Watson. Swing and a miss. Seabass, a sacrifice hit in the first and flew out to center field in the third. Grounder to third, throw to first. And there's two gone. So both of these pitchers sighted in. Johnson had gone 1-2-3 on ground outs last half inning. Air bouncing ball to second. Throw to first. Morgan. So it goes 3 up, 3 down for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the 5th. We'll be back with the home half of the 5th right after these messages.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale priced. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Got a regular pitcher's duel going on here at Lithia Driveway Field number 9 in Medford. It's all knotted up at 1 apiece. Okay, Johnson sailing along after working out the wrinkles from the first couple of innings. And he'll see Colt Morgan. Morgan 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in the second. Swing and a miss as the count evens up at 1-1. Morgan out of North Medford High School. Middle infielder. I've seen him play some third, though. Three and 1 the count to the Mustangs leadoff hitter in the 5th. Hits the ball out to center field, waiting on it, and making the catch is done, and there's one gone. One away, that'll bring up Kyle Cope. Cope hit a fly ball to center field in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Johnson winds, fires, hits the ball in the air to left field. It'll bounce and hit the wall. And motoring into second with an extra base hit is Kyle Cope. Cope with 1 out double. Mustangs' third hit of the contest. Tristan Malari, who's grounded out twice, comes up as we go to the top of the Mustangs order. Opening pitch from Johnson goes for a strike as the count goes 0-1. Pitch low for a ball as the count goes 1-1. So we have a runner on second. Representing the go-ahead run for the Mustangs, Malari up at the plate. Johnson. Another ground ball to second. Over to first. Goes Anderson to Corbin. And the runner moves up to third on the Malari ground out. That'll bring up Tristan Wallace. Hit a solo homer in the first. Drew a walk in the third. So officially 1 for 1 on the day. Pitch misses for a ball as the count goes 1-0. Johnson pours it in there, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Cope, the runner at third. Wallace looks at that one as the count goes 2-1. Swing and a miss, and the count evens up now at 2-2. Two top Oregon 3A athletes squaring off here. Wallace versus Johnson. And the pitch goes for a strike. That'll erase the Mustang threat in the bottom of the fifth. That remains a 1-1 ball game. And we'll be back with the top of the sixth right after this break.
Time has taken its toll on your once beautiful windows. It's time to team up with Elizabeth Brett and Renewal by Anderson and upgrade your outlook on the world. Design experts like Elizabeth work with Renewal's trained installers and industry-leading products to ensure a client-friendly process. Transform the look, efficiency, and value of your property, just as these homeowners have done. Elizabeth and the Renewal team will be with you every step of the way, from design to completion of the install.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Brett. Call me at the number below to schedule your design consultation.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros treatment.
Lithia and Drayaway Field, we go to the top of the sixth. This game knotted up at 1 apiece. We'll see Withers, Dunn, and Corbin. Dunn, who's been a busy man out in center field today. 1 for 2 on the day. Was singled and caught stealing in the second. .30 count now. Volstat now at 62 pitches for the ball game. And Dunn gets the leadoff walk. I take that back. That's Withers, actually. My bad. So Withers the runner first, and now we've got Carson Dunn. Withers, his first time aboard on the day. So Dunn 1 for 2. And Withers taking a pretty decent lead there off of first base. Ball hit to Bullstead, shovels to first, and there's one gone. Not technically a sacrifice, but it has the same effect. Play goes 1-3. Down to second goes Withers. And that'll bring up Evan Corbin. So go ahead, run in scoring position for Roseburg. Corbin 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch low for a ball as the count goes 1-0. Off-speed pitch. Bolstead. Level now with Corbin as the count goes 1-1. Rounded to third. Play goes Thompson to Malari. And there's 2 away. Runner Withers remains at second base. So a good solid hit from Anderson to lead him home. And Anderson 2 for 2 on the day. Infield single in the second. And single in the fourth. Olstad out of the stretch, just beyond the glove of Long. And the Ducks get their 6th hit of the ball game. Runners at the corners. Withers now at third. Anderson 3 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Knox Hubbard. Hubbard singled in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2. So go ahead run at third. Then you've got Anderson at first. Hubbard taking on the pitch, and he gets ahead 1-0. Line drive hit into right field. That'll fall fair. That looked like, of course, it's hard to tell from this angle. That looked like a fair ball. But the man whose vote counts says otherwise. So, a loud foul gets the Doc faithful all fired up. It's a 1-1 count now with 2 gone. Volstead misses as Hubbard gets ahead. Anderson taking a pretty good lead off of first, and he's going to go ahead and take off. So now he's in scoring position. So you got Withers at third now. Anderson at second. And down to first now. Intentional walk to Hubbard. That'll load the bases with 2 gone. And Volstad will take on Drew Camp. Camp, 0 for 2. Flight out to left, struck out. No doubt, Maben thinking with first base open, let's go ahead and take on the number 9 hitter in the Doc's order. Ground ball, it finds the gap, base hit. 1 run will score, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Drew Camp with the RBI single. So bases remain loaded with 2 gone. Now a 2-1 ball game to the top of the order. A guy that's given the Mustangs some trouble today is Brooks Avery. 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. And ducks on the pond. First pitch low. The count goes 1-0. So with the bases loaded, becomes all the more important for the catcher Robbins to keep everything in front of him. Did a good job there. 1-0 the count. Avery just gets a piece of that. 1-1 the count. So now it's a 2-1 ball game here in the top of the 6th. Opening game of a doubleheader between the Docs and the Mustangs. We're bringing you Game 1 coverage tonight. Show bunt there. Strike the call. A little discussion here between the Docs coaches and the umpire. Umpire says he's heard enough, and so the bases remain loaded. The coaches stand down, and 1-2 the count. Fouled back. Brooks Avery. Doc shortstop stays alive with a 1-2 count. Here in the top of the 6th. Julius out of the stretch. Bouncing ball to short. Throw across the infield is in time. They get him by a couple of strides. And that will do it for the Stewarts, but not before they put a run on the board. So for Roseburg, they get a run on 2 hits, no Mustang errors. We'll see if the Mustangs can come up with an answer in the bottom of the 6th in 1 minute.
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill-up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Awesome. Talking with Carl here, who's going to get ready to get some seasoning and get some camera work in for this summer. Always nice to have a big baseball fan here to enjoy the summer fun. Aiden Horsley will lead off for the Mustangs. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Pounds it foul as the count goes 1-1. Last time we broadcast, Horsley 4 for 5 and hit the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch high for Johnson as the count goes 2-1. Ball popped up in the air. And making a nice play on the ball. Anderson there, and there's one gone. Rack it up, Johnny. That's going to be a web gem for Sports Center tonight. So one gone here in the bottom of the 6th. That'll bring up Eli Havey. 1 for 2 on the day. And now make that 2 for 3. Gets past the right fielder, Camp. And motoring on into third base, Eli Havey with a triple. So now we got the tying run at third with one down. Opportunity here for Jeremiah Robbins. Robbins 0 for 2 on a pair of ground outs. Robbins, student at North Medford High School, has ties to Coach Robbins over here. For you Roseburg fans, yep. It's a little familial connection in this game in both dugouts. Johnson pours in the first pitch for a strike as the count goes 0-1. So Robbins looking to make a little contact here and see if he can't get the tying run home. That pitch just a little high as the count goes even at 1-1. Ball hit in the air out to Right center field, making the catch is the center fielder, Dunn. And there's two gone, and it was just too shallow. Havey gave it some serious thought. And now that'll bring up Owen Thompson. So still tying run at third. Thompson walked and grounded out, 0 for 1. Johnson gets that over for a strike as the count goes 0 and 1. Bouncing ball hit down to third base. Throw across the infield is high, and he's aboard. Throw pulled him off the bag, and that'll bring the tying run home. So Thompson gets aboard as the throw pulled him off. Of course, the Doc faithful sees that differently. And that'll bring up Caleb Long. Long 0 for 1. Walked and grounded out. Thompson the runner at first. Close play there at first. One pitch. That one over for a strike as the count goes 1 and 2. Runner at first. 2 gone in the inning. 2-all ball game. Long hits it past the third baseman. He gets on. Go ahead run, and Thompson moves into scoring position. The runners at first and second, 2 gone, and Colton Morgan, the hitter. Morgan struck out, and he flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Morgan gets ahead here. Fouled out of play. Count level at 1s. Johnson gets ahead. He's now up to 94 pitches on the day, so he's probably just about nearing the end of his road, but showing plenty of gutsiness here on the bump for this afternoon. Recorded some big outs when he's needed them. Johnson from the stretch. Throws, pitch in the dirt. And the runners will move up. So now it's second and third with 2 gone. First base open. That is a consideration now as the count is full at 3 and 2. as we get the scoreboard up to date. Payoff pitch. And Morgan draws the 2-out walk. So Kyle Cope, 1 for 2 on the day, and he hit a double his last time up. Cope, during the course of his career, we've seen him play second. We've seen him play center. He's played left. And a timeout called, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Cade Johnson leaves with the bases loaded in a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more action here on TableRockSports.net.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Inez. $15. Okay, we got a new pitcher in the game, and thanks to Carl here, who's getting a little run through, a little shadowing on camera duties tonight. Also lending a little assistant here, informs me Parker Burke into the ball game in relief of Johnson. Parker Burke wearing number 15. Name sounds familiar. May recall a catcher back in the 90s for the Angels by the name of Jamie Burke. Well, here's Parker Burke. And, of course, I've been around Southern Oregon sports long enough, I can remember when Jamie played. Thinking all the way back, my first season of sportscasting was when Roseburg played Ashland for Ashland's first state championship in 1989. Some kid from Ashland named Chad Cota was slot receiver and a safety on that team before going on to the Ducks and the NFL. So Burke got to go to work here against Cope. First pitch goes for a ball as the count starts out 1-0. Bases loaded with 2 gone. Burke now evens it up 1-1. He pitches from the windup. And 2-1 the count. Three and 1 the count. Bases loaded. Go ahead run at third base. Payoff pitch. Actually, I should say that now sets up the payoff pitch. It was a 3-1 count. 3-2. So now here comes the payoff pitch. And a ground ball hit down to second base. Anderson over to first. Throw in time. And Burke gets the Doc Stewarts out of the jam. Medford ties it up, but they leave the bases loaded. It's a 2-all ball game. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after these messages.
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals. Featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you...
Ball game. Bo Aldrich in relief. Get the scoreboard squared away here. Had a little bit of momentary technical difficulty. Kind of a byproduct of the heat. Ball popped up on the infield. Long. Shields his eyes with his glove. Makes the play, and there's one gone. Sunlight becomes a little bit of a battle here this time of day. Seems like I recall the immortal baseball sage Yogi Berra saying it gets late early out there. Aldrich. Pitching from the stretch. And the count goes 0-2. Aldrich, 2022 graduate of St. Mary's High School here in Medford. Swing and a miss. And there's two gone. Well, you can imagine with that big build there, remember him working as a kind of a fullback, tight end, H-back type of player for Jamie Young and the Crusaders back in the day. When he's on, well, he's like this. He's just downright hard to hit. And a veritable ground ball machine. Swing and a miss. And it's 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, tied up at 2. We'll be back after this timeout.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Don't stop! Get it! Don't go put that greatness in!
Leading off the bottom of the 8th. Got a pinch hitter, Ryan Hill, out of Crater High School. He works the count even at 1-1. Hill gets ahead here at 2-1. Swing and a miss. Foul tip as the count goes 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Burke strong in relief. He gets the pinch hitter Hill, and that'll bring up Jeremiah Robbins. Robbins 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out twice and flown out. There's a strike as the count goes even at 2-2. Drawing the walk. Getting aboard is Robbins with 1 down. And that'll bring up Owen Thompson. Thompson hit an RBI single his last time up. 1 for 2 on the day. His production includes a walk. Burke gets ahead here, 0-1. Make that 0-2. Burke, the kind of pitcher I like. Somebody who works quickly on the hill. Keeps his defense engaged in the game. Ball hit deep to right field. And it is gone! Owen Thompson walks him off with a 2-run bomb to win the game. So the Medford Mustangs walk them off thanks to a 2-run homer, the second bomb of the game for the Mustangs. And they grab the victory by a score of 4-2. So Owen Thompson, we've seen him win games with his arm. He wins a game here with his bat. As the Mustangs capture the 4-2 victory, we'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, and then when we return, we'll be back with the post-game wrap brought to you by Dutch Bros, and that will follow these messages on
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals. Featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill-up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bro dignity.
So the Medford Mustangs win one in extra innings thanks to a 2-run homer by Owen Thompson to take a 4-2 victory, a hard-fought win against the Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Recapping the game real quickly, the Docks got on the board first. Brooks Avery got on a bunt, and then he later scored on a wild pitch to give the Dock Stewarts a 1-0 lead. Then turning right around, coming up with an answer, Tristan Wallace hit a solo homer to tie the game up at 1 apiece. Things remained pretty quiet. Settling in, Cade Johnson for Roseburg, Julius Bolstat for the Mustangs, going mano a mano, keeping things close, trading blows. Then in the 6th inning, Drew Camp hit an RBI single that brought home Withers to give the Dock Stewarts a 2-1 lead going late into the ball game. Then turning right around in the bottom of the 6th, the Mustangs get a triple from Eli Havey, driving home the run. Owen Thompson to knot it up and to tie the game up at 2. Then relief pitchers come on, both Parker Burke and Bo Aldrich, pitching pretty solid all throughout. Minimal threats, but in the bottom of the 8th, after Hill strikes out, Jeremiah Robbins gets on a walk, and then Owen Thompson hits a home run to right center field to give the Mustangs the win. So your final score, it is Medford with 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Dock Stewarts. 2 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors. Winning pitcher is Bo Aldrich in relief of Julius Bolstat. Taking the loss is Parker Burke in relief of Cade Johnson. That'll wrap up our ball game, where the final score is the Mustangs 4 and the Dock Stewarts 2. If you happen to be here in town, I encourage you to come down to Lithia Driveway Field number 9 to catch the nightcap of this doubleheader between the two teams. This is going to wrap up our broadcast for the evening. I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a great night.